up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hey, what is going on?
Drew and Fuse Show, Daft Punk's in the building. How are you, Fusemania?
I feel fantastic. It's 100 something degrees here, like with the heat index. It's not fantastic. Okay, I lied.
That fucking sticky ass weather out there. We finally are moving out of Seattle and back into California here locally, which has been pretty amazing.
That is nice.
It is super nice.
Yeah, I'm over it. We had a nice spring, and then it's like this week, starting on Sunday, it's just like heat wave. So we got pretty lucky because we actually got like a nice little spring here with some good weather for a bit. But now it's hot, and I'm ready for it to be fall.
Already? It's not even summer. It hasn't even started. It's been like
I
a
don't
week.
I like it being cool, like cooler than when it's hot like this. So yeah. Anyway,
Cool
you
and
worked all
collected.
week. You worked all week. Recap your week for me, because we missed last week. So if you guys are just hearing this today, we kind of just had a busy week and we needed a break. Tell me what you had going on.
You know, as my uncle used to say, some of us have to work for a living. It's not all fun and games all the time. It's a little bit of actually doing work. So I worked every single day last week. I did a corporate party at Heat Ultra Lounge. Was awesome. Funnily enough, they booked it expecting it to be just like kind of a meet and greet, and they wanted the music pretty low. And I've never had this before where the lady's like, nobody's gonna dance, and we just want to keep the music low. So about 20 minutes into the meet and greet, everybody's dancing, and the lady that booked it, everyone's having a blast. And the lady that booked it just keeps telling me to turn it down and turn it down until the very end of the night. She like kind of got upset about it. She's like, we're gonna shut it down if he doesn't turn it down. Now, if those people that haven't been this club, this is like a mega club. They got to function.
Yeah, it's like full on nightclub. Yeah.
They got to function one sound. So there's like 4 subs in the front. There's no such thing as turning this fucking place down. It's loud and louder. That's about the only 2 volumes that it knows. So we ended up talking her into just shutting the party down, quote unquote, and keeping the club open. So I guess kind of skirted their liability. I don't know. But it was a rager. I mean, something about having built-in lights and a dope sound system, it's really can't lose.
Who has a work meet and greet function at a nightclub and doesn't want people to dance? That's what I'm asking.
She was confused. It's just facts. But it's right across from the convention center, so we get tons and tons of corporate parties. I've done them all since the beginning, and we always laugh when they say they're not going to dance because it's just a nightclub. It's almost impossible. These people are on vacation. It's free booze, and again, it's a nightclub. So you play anything good, they're cracking.
What night was that?
This is Tuesday night.
All right, Tuesday night. Take a break for a second, because before we get moving too far, I want to mention that we do have a couple little sponsor things to mention. And the DAFS promo code, DAFS, will get you 50% off your first 3 months and at Crate Hackers, and it'll get you 30% off an annual plan. Once again, that's DAFS, DAFs. Man, I can't talk. DAFS. That'll get you 50% off your first 3 months or 30% off an annual plan. Also, if you use the promo code Drew and Fuse Show, it'll get you 30% off your first month at Direct Music Service. Yeah, if you guys haven't signed up, make sure you check it out. We're on Crate Hackers. doing live. This we're missing next Tuesday, but we will be on the following Tuesday, July 2nd. We will be doing the hackathon. So if you want to join us, you can join us on there.
And you could just watch the hackathon or play the podcast back at your barbecue. Think
Right.
about that. I think all the kids will love that. So yes, those are great sponsors. Go ahead and sign up for those. To to continue here, yeah, it was an awesome corporate party. What did I miss something?
No, I
Yeah,
wanted you to continue.
yeah, and then I'm kind of filling in. I did a on Wednesday at one of my clubs. They're doing this country night now. They have a line dancer that's running the night. I was more just a sound guy, didn't play, and apparently all country music is now really shitty old pop songs. So Kesha, Take It Off, Fuego by Pitbull. I got the let's see here, I got the list. There's a Florida song that's um terrible as well. Um, yeah, it was weird. Like she just kept having me play these really old pop songs and not as many of the what I would consider, big country bangers. And those are the ones that are the more advanced line dances. This is what I'm being told by the instructor lady. So, and even the hip, even the bigger pop country that is the newer stuff is even sounding more and more hip hop. It's just those genres are just blending. You got the
Right.
Shaboozys, the Beyoncés, the Post Malones. Uh,
Mhm.
People are coming from that side into the country space, and then country's leaving and going into the hip hop space. So it's all a hot mess these days. But it was interesting to watch because the more advanced people love the really shitty pop songs.
Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody knows that I'm not a big country person, and I've been playing the Shabuzi track, but like it doesn't really always like. pe- I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. Maybe it's the way I play. Maybe it's. I even use Simo's like epic intro, which I think is the best way to bring it in. Um, of all the versions of the songs that are out there, but I haven't had good success with that song. Like people kind of like move along to it, but like I feel like they're over it super quick. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, maybe it'll grow legs here in a little bit. I've had hit or miss with it. I was gonna list off some of these songs.
Yeah.
Dude, biggest song, Ed Sheeran Shivers. That's like the biggest line dancing song.
Hmm.
I get millions of requests for that. Um, let's see, Florida and Can't Believe It with Pitbull. I don't even know when that came out. 2013.
Interesting. These are line
Um,
dances for a country
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Mm,
Pitbull Fuego. Um, that Colt Ford cut him up. Let's see, Fake ID, Big and Rich. I mean, these aren't necessarily these are all old. So just interesting, fucking interesting to
mhm,
me. I don't
mhm.
I don't get it. So that was Wednesday, and if you guys have the big country songs, go ahead and write them in the comments because I'm always trying to learn here. There's yeah,
Interesting thing about the Ed Sheeran "Shivers" is that that song and "Bad Habits" off that Ed Sheeran album were produced by Fred again.
really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. That's why they're kinda a little more like housey, electronic-y drum
Yeah,
sounds,
yeah. I always wanted both of them to take off. It's interesting this one became a popular line dance, but I think I've played them during cocktail hour, but I've never played them much more for anything else. Um,
Right.
yeah, they're just interesting songs. So just filling in for that. And then Thursday, I had my emo punk night. Again, another awesome night. That night's just doing fantastic. Um, yeah, every night's different. Just kind of depends if the hardcore emo kids are there or not.
Right.
But everybody's really into it. So it just depends if I'm going deeper cuts or if I'm a little bit more on the surface. But Lincoln Park has kind of been pulling out. I know they're not. I would classify them as emo. I mean, some
Right.
people listening to this are going to definitely disagree with me because he's whiny as fuck. But it's not really in my book emo. It's the same era. But yeah, just Lincoln Park's killing it, and
Which songs?
I mean, you can play just about anyone. Let's see what I'm playing.
I think
In the
let's
end
see
is
here.
the big one. In
In
the
the
end,
end,
one step closer,
one
crawling.
step closer.
Mostly off that first album.
Okay, yeah. And you're playing 5 hours there?
Yeah, yeah, 5 hours.
So it's a long set, and even with the emo stuff, you kind of with what I've learned from doing the emo nights is you have to like loosely be emo. You kind of
Yeah,
have to keep it kind of open. So it can be
yeah.
a
I
little
mean,
challenging.
some people come up ask for requests, and I say, yeah, as long as it's kind of like rock alternative emo is kind of what we're doing. And the girl's like, how about One Direction? And to her, they're rock, so I guess, right?
I
I
guess. I
I
mean,
just I just threw in the towel. Like, fuck it, I give up. I don't even know where to start. If you think One Direction is classified for this, but people are stupid. It is what it is. It still was a
people
good
are.
night, and people go for it. And I try not to take too many requests, but and then Friday had a what did I do Friday? Oh, I did a hotel lounge, and
That's right. Yep.
higher end hotel lounge out here in it's Newport Beach, so it's a little bit more the higher end, and it was super interesting. This place is um so how do I say this exactly? It's old rich dudes with bad hairdos and tans, drug dealers, hookers, and just hot chicks. So it is just a mixed bag. And I guess the hotel had been booking the wrong DJs, and they were getting fights going on. So I'm just in there, playing not lounge music, kind of similar to what I do on Sundays. Is mashups, mashup house music, a lot of house, just with some familiar lyrics. So, but it went great. I mean, people, were kind of asked for a little hip hop, and I have stuff that has the tune of it, but it's a house version.
Right.
So, like some of the James Hype stuff, and just other remixes I have. You got to dig, people, and that's way you can keep everybody happy. So the staff is super happy. The people that are there are happy, and like I said, with that mixed bag, they're all going just to basically fuck each other. So they're gonna like it, whatever. You don't have to buy into all of the music. They're just gonna be there regardless. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Just keep the staff happy, and everyone's gonna keep coming.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you agree? I mean,
Hotel lobby bars are always interesting. It's always interesting mix of people. They're just there. So a lot of times it's like what you do doesn't even matter a lot of times.
right. And this place is interesting because it's a popular place for people that are in town.
Mhm.
Um, I guess they could buy a membership and come more frequently, and they do special events for them so they get access to the pool. It's almost like a country club in a way.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's a mixed bag, but they got high end restaurants, and it's fun. Just have to keep to the format. So hey, listen to the people that hire you, and they'll
Right.
have you back. That's that's how I'm getting all my gigs these days. And no one knows how to follow instructions, or maybe they're that chick, so that when they say play familiar house music, they're that chick's playing One Direction, because they don't understand what things are.
Right. And then Saturday, what'd you do?
Saturday did a double. I did a wedding, and wedding was awesome. I was hired on the aspect that the bride and groom love country music,
Mhm.
and So she did a change when we went into dinner and got her outfit on, had a hat, and then I played a handful of country songs, and then the groom comes up and says, "No more country, just play hip hop." So that was out the window. Oh, and the dad and during dinner I was playing country, and he came up and was like, the dad of the bride was like, "Can you play No More Country? We're getting sick of it." And so it's again, it's just funny who people want it, but then they don't want it, and they're hiring you for it. So just say yes and go with the flow. That's my tidbit for this week is just say yes and expect to just do whatever. But it was a great wedding. They danced the whole night. Um, Even the country was working. I think their friends were just kind of nagging at them a little bit. So
Mhm.
it was good. Then rushed over, drove an hour plus to Heat Ultra Lounge and closed out the night there. They were kind of doing a country themed party. This is the whole theme of this week is, I don't know anything about country. Fuse hates country, and I just keep getting dragged into DJ and country events. So
EDM.
yeah, kind of closed that out, and it was mostly just fun. They wanted to just at least close out the night with some of the theme, and I think some of the other guys, they had the place going crazy, but they didn't know the music as much. So I was kind of brought in to be the ringer. Um, and it was fun. Everyone stayed and got into the groove. They were passing out free cowboy hats, and people were into it, just random. Then closed out the week with my typical bungalow on Sunday. Again, keeping with the house music. So my week is random as hell, and I'm not playing any hip hop. You know, we need a house version of "They're Not Like Us," I guess.
Mm. Uh, DJ Down Yonder Drew in the DJ booth, playing all your favorite country hits.
And
Uh,
I want nothing to do with it. Okay, the most ironic thing about this, right? Let's recap. Is all of the places are trying to bring an element of country in, and anybody that likes country is trying to push it out. So they're trying to bring the bad pop in or the hip
mhm,
hop. You know, it's it's just everyone's fighting. You know,
mhm. Uh, I feel like, yeah, it's tough right now. The more and more music that comes out, the less and less people are unified, and it's making the DJ's job harder because people don't want to rock with the DJ as much, and they're just like, "Why don't you just do this?" And it's like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up?" You know, that's
yeah, like
really what.
at the lounge, this guy kept coming up, "Hey man, play some hip hop." And my response was, "When was the last time you were here?" He goes, "Oh, last week." And I said, "Were they playing hip hop last week?" He goes, "No." And I said, "Why the fuck are you in my face, dude? I'm trying to figure out what this conversation is. I'm just seeing if you would play it for me." And I'm going, he's like, "You don't have to be mean." I'm going, "You're being a dick to me, dude. You're trying to make me do something that the club doesn't want and just being a dick about it."
Right.
"Oh, okay." And then he leaves, you
It's
know?
funny. People will be a dick to you, and then like as soon as you're any bit of a dick back, they're like, "Whoa, whoa."
It just popped up in my Instagram feed. There's a comedian, Steve Trevino, and he's always complaining about his wife. Anyways, on the thing, he's like, um, his wife's always nagging about where he's parking. "Why would you park there? Why would you park there?" And he's like, "Fuck it, tell me where to park. I don't know. Why are you so angry? You got anger problems." Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Right. I had a girl on Friday, and I kind of laid into her for a minute because she was really annoying the hell out of me. I was at Fishbowl, which is my normal Friday gig, and the Friday night crowd this week was just very um down the middle. Like as soon as I got too far, like one song too far out of the straight and narrow path of like pop music, it was like everybody stood around and like was like, "What's happening?" I played John Summit, "Where You Are," and literally people just stood around, and I was like, "Okay, I guess we're not doing any of this tonight," and which is fine. Like I don't. really care anymore. Like it's just like get the job done. Some nights are a little different than others. But she comes up and she's like, "Hey, you should play more John Summit." And I was like, "I just played it like two songs ago." And I was like, the crowd didn't really seem that into it. She was like, "Yeah, I noticed they weren't really into it, but you should do it." And I was like, "Man," I was like, "Okay." She literally said that. She was like, "Yeah, I noticed they weren't really into it." And so then she has like a
Uh,
seat, and you've been there, so there's like the table like right in front of the stage. So
yeah.
she's sitting there with her friend, and like she's talking pretty loud, and I don't know if she was doing it on purpose or not, but like she's kind of like talking shit like, I don't like really like this, and it's like blah 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 blah. And she's talking to her friend, and her friend is kind of like looking at her, like looking at me, and I'm like looking at her because like I can kind of vaguely hear it. And this is going on for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, to where the point where she's like literally just goes like this, throws her hands up and goes, "I think I could go up there and do a better job than this." So you know what I did? I turned the music off. I got down and I said, "You know why tonight's not going that well? Because people like you sit here and criticize every other song I play instead of have fun." And then I turned the music back up. And then she proceeded to hang out there for like another hour or so. So
Oh man.
I just don't get it. Like, y- y- you're not gonna like every song I play, and like if you really want to be the person controlling the party, then throw your own party at your house. If you want to control the music, like just do that.
Maybe
But
you should have dropped on some Ed Sheeran shivers. That would have got her up line
maybe
dancing.
Maybe more John Summit. And you know what kills me is a lot of times like the EDM house heads think they're so open-minded with music, and they're exact opposite. They are the most closed-minded group of individuals. They
Right.
think they're so out open-minded, but yet like when it comes to like being out and just hearing songs, they just won't have fun because they're like, "Oh god, I'm so cool. I know so much other music than this that like I can't even dance to this." And it's like mind-boggling to me.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
People
So,
people are the best. People are
that
my
was my
favorite.
Friday night, and, other than that, like, it was just a very straight and narrow night, and we had, like, there was no baseball game in town, so we still had a pretty good crowd, down on the banks that night. Um, Saturday, I did an event on Fountain Square here in the city, which is typically like free events. This one wasn't free; you had to buy a ticket, but they had it was Tequila Fest, so the ticket got you like a couple drinks, and there's different um, distributors there, like passing out different kinds of tequila, and you could try it. But you could still like come hang out, and it's always an interesting event. I've done it for like the last 5 years. It's really nice. The guy that puts it on is really great. He does it in a few different cities. Like he does it here, Cleveland. I want to say he did it somewhere in Tennessee. I don't think it was Nashville. Maybe it was. Anyway, um, but he books me to play like reggae and like the dub rock and stuff like that. I actually made a few edits um, for this set just to kind of like keep things fresh, and they're all posted on DMS now. So there's like 9 edits that I made. But he likes that, and then I open for a band that he books, and every year it's always like a different, like kind of up and coming like reggae band, and he brings them in from this band was from like New York, and they were like a reggae dub rock band. But what makes the gig kind of difficult is I'll play like a 3.5 hour like set, and then the band plays, and like as I'm DJing it like fills up, and what happens is people are starting to also fill up on tequila, so they're getting a little more like choosy of like what they want to hear because they're trying to like turn up, but little do they know like a reggae dub rock band is going to play too, so like the turn up really isn't going to happen like that. So it's like it's kind of a hard job to um do that, and then like make people that want to dance kind of be playing enough so that they can dance, but not like too much to where, hey, this band's going to start here in like the next 30 minutes, so you don't want to like burn them, or just kind of do
You got to
something
set
different
them
that's
up
not
right.
going to happen. Right,
Yeah, you
exactly.
got to set them up right. It's like if the basically the sound guy is playing Spotify, you're that guy. You know,
Right.
you're keeping the vibes. You might have like a sing along or two in there, but for the most part, it's gonna match the band. You're not gonna play bangers, and then the band comes on and just bombs.
Right. I recorded my set, and I got like 53 minutes recorded because the bass player at one point came up and walked up and unplugged my shit, and then I forgot to hit record again. So I got 53 minutes of the setup. It's on Mixcloud if you guys want to hear it. Um, I don't know if any of the edits that I posted on DMS are actually in that part of the mix, because like I said, I forgot to hit record. But you can kind of hear um, a different, like, I don't know, just a different lane for me to play, which is cool. It's always nice to do those gigs. But
Now
yeah,
you have that crate. Now you have that
yeah,
crate all locked in. It's like the same as I'm doing the country. You know, now I have that crate. That go to. It's just all done. I like doing
and
those. Keep you out of your
yeah,
element.
yeah, and then Saturday night I was actually off, so I got to kind of run around a little bit. I ran around with Mike Schroeder, who books a lot of the bars here in town, and we went and hopped around to like a bunch of different spots, just checking things out. And so that was probably the first time in, I don't know, a year or two I've probably been off on a Saturday and like went out. Every time I've been off on a Saturday, it's been like out of town or something. So it was nice to kind of you know
Did you
hop
hear
around.
anything good or bad?
Man, every time I walked into places, everybody was playing hip hop for the most part, and that was really interesting to me because I just don't play a lot of hip hop, and I feel like even the crowds that were like in some of the places weren't like hip hoppy crowds, and like nobody was dancing much at any of the spots, which I really thought was kind of interesting. Um,
Was it the
it's
same couple hip hop songs or
No, no, I wouldn't even say that. Like, it almost seems like there's a lot of DJs that like they're either like in their vibe doing their thing, or they just don't know what to do at all. So they just resort back to like playing hip hop. And I don't know, it's really interesting to me sometimes to hear other people um play. I got to hang out with my buddy Josh, JU at Japs, and we hung out there for maybe two, like we walked from there at one point to another spot, and then we came back there, so maybe like 40 minutes total. And it's just funny because like where he was playing, it was like a slower Saturday because there were some events going on around town. And it, it's just like the One Direction girl with you. It's like, he's kind of got like a vibe going, and they just come up instantly and they're just like, do this. And it's like, I just don't understand people like that want to hear the same thing over and over and over, and or like want to be in control like that. I don't know. I don't think I was ever that way. So it's really interesting.
the only time I ever made a request, and this was before I was a DJ. I was, be DJing at clubs or anything like that. I mean, one time I remember making a request, and I was just with a bunch of girls, and I knew they wanted the song. It was an
Mhm.
obvious song, but we had just gotten there and we were like already turned up from pre-partying. So I was just like, yeah, play it so these girls while out. And that's about the only time I've ever wanted to make the request. And it's obvious, but I guess in their shoes, they've been wiling out and they're ready to go right away.
Right.
Not waiting until 12 for you to find the perfect time to play the song.
Right. And it was just interesting because I felt like he was doing a good enough job to uh, playing like songs that appease. It wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't like he was doing one thing and they came up. It was just weird. The like interaction and the way she like aggressively asked for the song, and like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. People are so weird anymore, and I don't know. I did a Sunday. I've been doing those Sunday gigs on the banks. I played at Stretch, which you've been at on Sunday, and it was slow. I did a 4 to 8 p.m. slot, and it was Father's Day, so the daddy issues day party wasn't a thing. There were a few daddy issues out, but other than that, it was pretty. like normal, I would say, of a
Yeah,
week.
it was more mellow for me on that Sunday because it was Father's Day.
Right.
I wanted to go back to your Saturday bopping around. I went out, bopped somewhere last night, and the DJ was playing. I know this venue; they're super picky about the music, and it was interesting to watch. Somebody that gets thrown into that, and like you said, they want to just resort to hip hop, and the place needed hip hop. That's what
Right.
they're fighting it. Um, just to keep it just not really like a dancing crowd. They're just keeping background. Anyways, it's interesting what they come up with, the DJs that they bring in that aren't experienced enough to have that deep bag. you know,
Right.
uh like, you know, Usher DJs falling in love. Again, I'd play it, not saying don't play it, but I didn't even know Pitbull was on that song. Like it was played all the way through.
Right.
Um, um, but she was doing a good enough job of finding those like walk the line songs, to keep the venue
Right.
happy and keep people somewhat interested.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know. DJing's in a weird spot because I think the music is in a weird spot and um like everybody's like, "Oh, Shabuzi, song of the summer," but it's like I don't really see it. Like I don't see it that way the way like I saw like We Found Love or stuff like that, when it came out where it was like banger central. And it's like this is supposed to be people are talking about it like it's like a banger like that and I don't see it.
Well, summer's just starting, so we will soon find out if it
Mhm.
is. And maybe go on to YouTube and write in the comments what you think the song of the summer is. Maybe
Yeah.
you think it's Post Malone. Maybe you think
Maybe
it's
yeah.
um
That one it hasn't even been doing that great for me. Still, I thought it would like pick up some speed, and I
right.
feel like it's still kind of that I had some help.
I
Um,
actually played that at my wedding because they wanted country.
mhm.
Complete flop. It just fell so flat. I
Yeah,
had
I
to get
really
out of it
thought
as
that
quick
one.
as possible.
I thought
But
that one
I've
would pick up some speed, but
I've had decent luck with it at the club, but just
yeah,
kind of depends on the night.
right.
Um, Sounds like an awesome week. Just working and being busy and trying to DJ and run a podcast.
We're on a podcast, trying to do it all and keep it all afloat. It's a lot to balance, especially on 2 different time zones, but, we got a lot of good stuff coming up for you guys. We're gonna do some more music episodes. We have Even Steve coming back soon to do another music episode.
Yep,
Like I said, we're gonna be on the Crate Hackers, call July 2nd. That is at 8 PM Eastern Time. Um so if you guys want to be a part of the discussion, it's basically like a live music episode. So if you guys want to come join that, make sure you do that.
yep.
Um, I think
And
that's
you,
going to be it for us for today. You got anything
yeah,
else you want to mention?
go to the Facebook group and write anything you want to hear coming up, or go to the YouTube channel and
Right.
write some comments in there. I want to bring back the yellow line. You got that number handy? Uh,
Uh, 562246 YOLO. I think that's what it is. I
All
don't
right.
know actually. Let
Good.
me see if I can find it.
We-
Google.
I want to bring back the yellow line. So go on there and talk some shit to us, or instead of leaving some comments, text it or call it.
Right. And the other thing, Drew and we've been discussing launching the Patreon. We do edit and put music on DMS, so we don't necessarily want to ruffle any feathers with that. Um, if you guys have any ideas of stuff that you would like to see on a Patreon page from us, let us know. We've kicked around a bunch of ideas, but we haven't loved any of the ideas enough to launch it. So yeah, if you have any
Unfortunately,
thoughts,
some might be a little conflict of interest. So, well,
yeah,
we're definitely open to hearing what you guys want to hear. Facebook group, so again,
yeah,
pushing that,
Facebook group.
or yellow line it up. Oh, did you find the
Mhm.
number?
No, I can't find it at the moment.
Here, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, hold on.
Uh,
Let's see here.
all right, hold on. We're gonna do 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 do
Oh,
do
you were
do.
close. 562-246.
That's what I
Nine.
think, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. 562-246
562-246 YOLO.
YOLO or 9656 for those
Yeah,
people that don't
YOLO.
understand what how to type YOLO in. Maybe that's
Yeah,
why they never got a call, is because they didn't know how to type that in. Maybe.
could be.
Could be.
Could
So that's
be.
562-246 YOLO or 9656 as that is. So lots of good stuff coming up. Anything you want to hear, throw in a billion different places you could put it, and we'll hunt it down. So thanks for your patience and thanks for listening.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.